Welcome back, mathematicians. In this video, we're going to solve an equation that's quadratic in form. So we have an equation here, x to the fourth plus x squared minus 12 is equal to 0. We can see there's some similarities to a quadratic equation. It's got three terms, but it's not a quadratic equation. We can see it's x to the fourth, so it's a fourth degree equation. So what we can do here is we can let u equals some expression that will convert it to a quadratic equation. Okay, so what should that expression be? And remember, our quadratic equation is a times u squared plus b times u plus c is equal to 0. So we want a quadratic term, we want a linear term, and then we want the constant. So what I see here is I can actually rewrite x to the fourth. I can rewrite it as x squared to the second power, and then I still have plus x squared minus 12 is equal to 0. So I believe I can let u equal x squared, and this will change that first term into a quadratic term, the second term into a linear term, and the last term is still constant. So I'm going to substitute everywhere I see x squared with the letter u, with the variable u. So it'll be u squared plus u minus 12 is equal to 0. Again, that u squared, that squared does retain, so that outside squared does remain with the u. So now I've got a quadratic equation, which I can now use my strategies to solve quadratic equations like factoring, like quadratic formula, and also completing the squares. I choose to factor this, so I will factor this. There's two factors. The first factor, or one of the factors, is u plus 4, and the second or other factor is u minus 3. Okay, I now want to use the zero product property to solve these. So I've got u plus 4 is equal to 0, and u minus 3 is equal to 0. Solve both of these linear equations. You get u is equal to negative 4, and u is equal to positive 3. Now, it's critical that once you solve for u, you don't stop. So oftentimes what people do is they solve for a variable, any variable, and then they stop. Well, we are not being asked to solve for u, we're being asked to solve for x. So we need to replace u with whatever expression we let u equal, which is x squared. So x squared is equal to negative 4, and x squared is equal to positive 3. We now want to solve these two equations by taking the square root of both sides. And what we get on the first equation to the left here, we get x is equal to, oh, wait a minute, that's going to be the square root of negative 4. If you check your calculator, what you'll find is that you get an error message, and that's because of the fact that square root of negative 4 is not real. So this is where you really need to check your directions. Does it say to find all real solutions, or does it say find all complex solutions? So if it says find all real solutions, then these aren't real, and then you don't include these solutions in your final answer. If it says to find all complex, then you would say then it's going to be plus or minus 2i. Okay, so please read your directions carefully to know what you are including in your final answer and what you are not. The second equation is going to result in x is equal to plus or minus square root of 3. And oftentimes we don't actually calculate the square root of 3. We'd like to leave it as the square root of 3 because it is exact. So again, check your directions. If it says find all real solutions, then all you would answer is with the plus or minus square root of 3. If it says find all complex solutions, then you would give all 4 solutions. All right, guys, good luck.